Yo, it's Dani Fish. Put a finger down if you've already screwed up your resolutions. We are continuing with our healthy alternative January theme. This week we are making Granita. Granita is like the first version of Italian ice. So the Italian ice that we know today is very smooth. It can kind of be like a little creamy. It's like one notch below what you would say like a sorbet is. But Granita is more icy, it's more crystallized, it's more crunchy, and you don't need a machine to make it. Basically all you need to make a Granita is three things. Some type of fruit juice, a little extra sugar, and then only sometimes you need just like a little bit more water. That's it. And it could be any fruit that you want. Like literally think of every fruit. Like anything from pink grapefruit to kiwi to pear to cranberry. You can even do simple things like pineapple and orange like we're gonna do today. I chose orange for us to do for two reasons. One, you're going to have orange juice in your fridge 9 times out of 10. And two, because it goes really great with my two favorite things, which is a nice little scoop of vanilla ice cream because it adds like a nice little citrusy, bursty crunch on top. Or put a little bit in a champagne glass, pour a little champagne on top, and you have a fancy mimosa. Obviously, the whole point also is that you can eat this by itself as a substitute for something a little bit heavier like a sherbet or a sorbet or even ice cream in that sense. It is meant to be light, it's meant to be crunchy, it's supposed to be a fun little dessert treat that's easy to make and that you don't need a machine for. All right, so let's just get to it. Orange Granita, no machine, no fuss, starting now. To make the Granita base, we're using 4 cups of orange juice and 6 tablespoons of sugar. I know this seems like a lot on both ends here, but the orange juice is pretty much all that goes into it, and those 6 tablespoons of sugar is really going to help us out with the texture of this Granita. You heat it on the stove just for a few minutes so the sugar melts into the orange juice, and then you pour it into a freezer-safe container. Now the process of making a Granita is a little bit laborious because every 30 to 45 minutes or so, you're going to take that mixture out of the freezer and give it a little mix with a fork. Each time you do this, you're going to notice little ice crystals start to form. So it's going to start to freeze around the edges first, and then you'll notice it more on the insides too. What we're doing with our fork is we're agitating that liquid as it freezes, which is basically like a really tiny version of what an ice cream machine does without any help from you. Each time you do this, and you should do it about 4 or 5 times before letting it sit in the freezer overnight, you're going to notice it get thicker and thicker. So just keep mixing it until you get this nice slushy-like consistency. And then you can leave it in the freezer overnight, and then the next morning you'll take it out one more time and you'll start to scrape it into Granita. After it sits overnight in the freezer, you're gonna think that this is going to be just a block of ice that's impossible to actually scrape and turn into anything, but that's what that sugar did for us. It makes it nice and soft so we can take a fork and start scraping and poking, and it turns into this nice little fluffy snow crunchy consistency, and that's what Granita is. It's like these little crystals and chunks of flavored ice, and you can put it on top of a dessert, you can eat it by itself or add it to a favorite drink, and it's delicious. Isn't it so cool? It's like a different texture, and it smells amazing. I added vanilla ice cream because I wanted to. It tastes like a creamsicle with it. Oh my god, that is good. It's like crunchy. And then it melts in your mouth. It kind of tastes like, I just spilled it everywhere, oh my god. And it tastes like you took a bite out of an ice pop and then now you're chewing it. I love this. You can put it with any ice cream you want. You can eat it by itself and it's so good. And like I said, put a little bit in the bottom of a glass of champagne and it'll be like a fun little mimosa take. Make sure if you like today's video that you are sharing, you're saving, you're liking, you're subscribing, you're engaging, and I will see you a couple more times this month for a couple more healthy ice cream alternative recipes. Cool? Cool. Oranges are also in season right now, by the way. Meaning they're awesome.